In the ever-twisting corridors of Port Charles, where secrets are currency and truth is a weapon, the latest whispers from the shadows of General Hospital have reignited one of the most haunting mysteries in recent memory, the fate of Nathan West. For years, fans mourned the beloved detective, certain that his tragic death had closed his chapter for good. But in true soap fashion, no grave stays sealed forever, and no story ends until every secret is unearthed. Now, a new wave of speculation suggests that Nathan may have been alive all along, trapped under the watch of someone far more dangerous than anyone could have imagined, perhaps even a member of his own family. The rumor began with a leak from someone claiming insider knowledge. A family member has been keeping Nathan captive for the past 7 years. If true, this revelation would not only shatter the foundations of the Westbourne family but also send ripples through the entire town. The idea that someone who shared Nathan's blood could be responsible for his suffering hints at a conspiracy so deeply rooted that it transcends generations. Many have turned their suspicions toward Faison, the notorious criminal mastermind who once terrorized Port Charles and fathered both Nathan and Britt. Though presumed dead, Faison's legacy of deception lingers, and his reach has long outlasted his pulse. Yet, others believe the puppet strings are being pulled by his other son, Peter August, whose talent for survival and manipulation has been proven time and again. But beneath these layered theories lies a more chilling truth. In a recent episode, viewers saw Sidwell, a mysterious figure played by Carlo Rota, corner Britt Westbourne, threatening her with words that carried both menace and sorrow. He warned her that if she refused to cooperate, she would lose access to the Huntington's disease medication that had been keeping her alive. What many missed, however, was that Sidwell never claimed to be the supplier of that drug. His warning, while terrifying, may have been an echo of orders from someone else, someone higher, someone hidden. Fans dissecting the scene have pointed to a small but significant clue: the mention of a document signed with the letter C. That elusive signature may belong to the true mastermind, the secret boss, who has been orchestrating events from behind the curtain. Sidwell, it seems, was merely the enforcer, not the architect. If the person behind the C is indeed controlling both the distribution of the drug and the fate of Nathan West, the implications are staggering. It would mean that the same entity manipulating Britt's life is the one holding her brother captive. Social media theories have gone wild with this possibility, suggesting that Nathan may have been the subject of medical experimentation, not only kept alive but altered, injected with another man's memories or personality. Such a storyline would fit perfectly within the show's long tradition of science gone wrong plots, recalling the experiments of the WSB and the countless identity manipulations that have plagued Port Charles over the decades. Imagine a Nathan who returns home not as the man Britt remembers but as a hybrid of his former self and someone else's consciousness. A stranger wearing the face of a brother she once trusted. That possibility adds new weight to Britt's recent behavior. Longtime viewers have noted that her grief has seemed off. Her sorrow feels performative, controlled, almost as if she is guarding a secret too dangerous to speak aloud. When she glances at old photos of Nathan, there is no softness, only calculation, guilt, and fear. It's as though she knows he isn't dead but trapped in a nightmare she helped create. Perhaps Britt once made a deal to save his life, unaware of the price. Perhaps she is complicit in his captivity, bound by the same shadowy contract that Sidwell now enforces. Adding to the intrigue is Jason Morgan's growing suspicion that Sidwell is exploiting Faison's ghost to terrify his victims. During his quiet conversation with Anna Devane, Jason hinted that the criminal network haunting Port Charles may be using Faison's name as a smokescreen. His theory suggested that Sidwell was too organized, too clinical to be working alone, a lieutenant serving a greater power. Soon after, Anna herself became a target. She left a message for Jack, echoing Jason's concerns, only to vanish moments later. When she regained consciousness, she found herself imprisoned in a dimly lit room, her wrists bound, her mind fogged. Then came the voice, deep, measured, dripping with the same European accent that once froze her blood. "Faison," she whispered, trembling. But could it truly be him? Subtitles in that haunting scene revealed a telling detail. The voice, described as carrying a Dutch accent, perfectly matched Anders Hoof's portrayal of César Faison. Yet the camera never revealed the speaker. Viewers were left to wonder whether the voice belonged to the real Faison or to someone imitating him, perhaps through psychological conditioning, vocal reconstruction, or even digital mimicry. The ambiguity only deepened when Anna's eyes filled with tears, torn between terror and disbelief. Could her nemesis, the man who tormented her for decades, still be alive, or was this merely another of his cruel tricks, carried out by a successor who had inherited his methods and madness? The theory that Faison might still be alive has always been seductive. His death has never been airtight, and General Hospital has a long history of resurrections. But if he is gone, could his other son, Peter August, be the one carrying the torch? Peter's moral compass has always swung erratically between guilt and ambition. His love for Maxie once humanized him, but his lineage and hunger for control have never fully released their grip. If Peter discovered a way to preserve Nathan, not out of love, but as an experiment, a legacy, then everything about the recent chaos falls into place. Sidwell becomes his messenger, Britt becomes his pawn, and Anna becomes the woman he must silence. Yet there's another, even darker possibility, that Anna's long-lost twin, Alex Devane, is the true mastermind. Alex has always been the mirror image of Anna's worst impulses, cunning, manipulative, and devoid of conscience. If she were to ally herself with the remnants of Faison's network, she could easily recreate his voice, his methods, and his psychological games. By making everyone believe Faison has returned, Alex could destabilize Anna while tightening her own grip on Port Charles's underworld. This would also explain the C signature. Cassandra was one of Alex's aliases years ago, a name that begins with the same letter and evokes memories of her old alliances with Faison and other international criminals. If Alex is behind Nathan's captivity, the motives become personal. She would not be experimenting for profit or revenge alone, but as part of a grander psychological warfare, breaking Anna by using those she loves most. Holding Nathan hostage, altering his identity, and tormenting Britt would be her way of dismantling Anna's world piece by piece. The kidnapping of Anna, then, is not random, it is poetic. It is the culmination of years of sibling rivalry and betrayal. Meanwhile, Britt stands on the precipice of exposure. Every interaction she has with Sidwell grows more strained, her eyes betraying a storm she cannot contain. The drug that keeps her alive may also keep her obedient, a metaphorical leash tied to her brother's captors. Each injection is both salvation and curse, a reminder that her survival depends on silence. But silence in Port Charles never lasts forever. Should the truth about Nathan's imprisonment come to light, the fallout will be catastrophic. Maxie's entire world would implode, her grief would transform into rage. Jason's trust in Anna could fracture if he suspects she's been hiding her sister's involvement. And Britt, once again branded as her father's daughter, would face a reckoning that no amount of redemption could erase. The moral question at the heart of this mystery is simple but devastating. If you could save the life of someone you love by surrendering them to a monster, would you do it? As General Hospital barrels toward its next major arc, the clues have begun aligning with eerie precision. A man presumed dead, a drug tied to an unknown supplier, a voice from beyond the grave, and a secret letter. See, that binds them all. Whether it's Faison, Peter, or Alex pulling the strings, one thing is certain, the Westbourne legacy is far from finished. Somewhere, behind locked doors and sterile lights, Nathan West may still be breathing, waiting for the day his own memories return, or someone else's take over completely. In the end, the real terror may not be that Nathan is alive, but that he no longer remembers who he is, and when he returns, the face that Britt sees will no longer belong to her brother, but to a ghost of her family's own making. Port Charles, as always, will never be the same once the truth is revealed.